Hi, in this episode I'm going to be reviewing an awesome piece of lighting gear that Genaray just sent me here. This is the Genaray SSL-50. And I'm not going to even show you anything yet. Just want to make a comment here on something that Genaray also always includes some sort of a bag that fits not only the main item but all the accessories that it's included with the item and other accessories that you might purchase. They all fit in here. Sure, you know, other manufacturers, they also include cases like this, right? But the Genaray SSL 36-inch version, it comes with cases of this nature here, which is like padded and everything. Until you actually get physically look and touch the item, look at the case that they made for this light. Look at this. This material is hard and soft at the same time. There's a lot of like rubber around. The zipper is like receded or recessed, whatever you want to call it. The handle is very comfortable to carry, you know, and also comes with this that you can adjust, which you can carry the case like this. So before I even open this case to see what's inside, I was already blown away with this case because I'm used to cases like that I just showed you. But this one, they went absolutely overboard. If you are looking for a case, especially something like this here, this is gonna run the case alone probably from $80 all the way to $150 or even higher. So you're talking about a 50-inch light that runs for less than $400 with all the accessories that you need to start shooting with this light. It's already here, plus they include the case, and it's not a case like this. It's a case like this. Inside the case, you have extra pockets here for some reason. I think in case you need to use this case temporarily for things other than the light itself. It comes with Velcro here, you can actually secure things. But for this setup here, this is not needed, but they are here. And also comes with a semi-padded thing in between the light and here for even more protection. And they don't waste the space here. They include zippers everywhere here. So you flip this over. Here's the light itself. Already assembled. The barn doors are here. No need to assemble anything. You pretty much remove this light, put it on the stand, open the doors, power it up, and good to go. Both models, the SSL-36 and the SSL-50, they come shipped with all the accessories they need to take this thing out of the box and start shooting immediately. Everything is separated. You have the power supply in this section here, the ballast, the lollipop mount, and the power cord. When I was looking at just the pictures at B&H site, I already knew this case was going to be awesome, but until you actually see and touch the case, you can really appreciate the improvements that they made in the SSL-50 for being a heavier light and it requires more protections. The light fixture itself compared to the 36-inch version of this light is the same look, design, everything is the same. The barn doors, the hinges, everything is the same, other than this is a 50-inch, the other one is a 36. And since this is a heavier unit and longer, it requires a tougher case, which they took care of it. And also the ballast, they went all out with this too. As you can see, they added the same look as the Genaray Radiance ballast, which has a beautifully backlit display and also touchscreen to go up and down on the brightness. The top of the unit, of course, here's your DC power jack here. Also the antenna, which comes shipped with this unit here. It's right here, the antenna, you screw it right here. Also comes with the AC and DC option, which is the same thing as the 36-inch. They both come with a professional V-mount rather than having those amateur consumer basic Sony little hookup here. They have a V-mount battery, which, by the way, the power supply, they come with a Velcro. You can actually remove this here. So what you do, you hook up both together, and they stand here. This comes with a very strong nylon little strip thing here that you can actually mount anywhere. I usually put this on the light stand knobs. This weighs nothing, and then you can actually carry the whole fixture. Everything moves along instead of stuff dangling and dragging on the floor. There you go. Everything as compact as possible. And on this side here, you will connect this to the light. And over here you have a twist and lock cable to securely power the light with this. Whenever you're using the V-mount battery, which means you don't have AC availability, But even though you can connect this on the outlet there at the same time with the V-mount battery connector, so you can flip AC and DC, the manual does not recommend you to have both at the same time, either one or the other. However, you still can have the V-mount, the DC and AC, they're both plugged in here, but the manual says they would rather have you not do that. And here's the actual lollipop mount. Before this item got here, of course, I browsed a lot. I studied everything, specifications, looking at the pictures of B&H. From the picture, this looked twice as thin as this looks like, but when you actually have the item in front of your face, you can actually feel the quality of the product, how nice this case is. Also the lollipop thing, I thought this metal was like very skinny, but this is actually very thick. It's about this thick here. So I'm actually very comfortable in mounting this on a heavy-duty stand or a C-stand, because I know this is not going to bend, and everything here is rock solid. Every single component here, once that mounts on the light, it's there to stay. And another thing, if you want to put this back in the case here, it has to be on this L shape here, like this. Forget about it. It's not going to fit. Make sure it is on an L shape like that. This should face up like that, not this way or that way, okay? And this should face somewhere down here. So you can even put it back on the case this way. I prefer putting it this way because this rests on the bottom, which allows me more space to put this cable back here, and also the power cord. So you put it here, this goes right here, and the power cord goes right there, like that. Other than that, it's not going to fit, so make sure you have this with this shape, okay? So some of you already have a bunch of V-mount batteries laying around the studio, but just don't assume that you can just slam any random battery here, because it says very clear on the ballast here on the front, do not use a 26-volt battery unless you want to fry your ballast on the first minute that you unbox this. Use only a 14.4 to 14.8 volts, which, by the way, when I review something with any accessory that does not come standard with the unit, this battery here, for example, is the same exact battery that you're going to see at the B&H website showing the pictures of this product here. So what I recommend you to use is a very large battery, because this is a power-hungry light. We're looking at the VM148HCXR, which I also have a complete review of this product linked in the description, and also a link at the B&H if you wish to buy this item here, which is the recommended brand and size of battery by B&H to go along with this product here. And to mount the V-mount battery is the same exact thing. It mounts just like any other V-mount battery. To release, just press this button here, is out. The first thing you want to do before you even attempt to mount this light on your stand, you got to check if you have either a C-stand or at least a heavy-duty stand, whatever brand that you have, as long as it is a C-stand or a heavy-duty stand. If you don't have those stands, you should look at the Impact brand that B&H has. They have very affordable, both high-quality light stands and C-stands. They come in chrome, they come in black, whatever your preference is. So if you don't have these stands, do not mount this light on a flimsy stand, because you're not going to like what's going to happen. I'm not feeling comfortable hanging this light on a stand that's going to tip over a client, and a bunch of problems can occur, okay? Just invest your money on a decent stand the same way you invest your money on a product like this. B&H sells this Impact light stand. This stand is about 5 years old, which this particular model doesn't exist anymore, but any stand from Impact that you see at B&H there, you're going to see even stands that's better than this, because the actual top of the stand, you can actually have the option to either mount it sideways, and this one can only go one way, right? And I'm going to tilt this all the way down here, which the weight of the light, so the light want to fall forward this way. And this stand here, I recommend the leg to be facing this way so the stand doesn't tip over. But this stand here, I'm going to show you, is not with the leg facing here, and still it doesn't fall. The light wants to go back. See that? I'm tilting all the way here, and the light wants to fall back. And I'm going to show you, which is not a recommended way, but you can see, I mean, the recommended way is for the legs to be here, so the light doesn't fall. But even here, with this stand, when you tilt the light, it doesn't want to tip over, okay? So this is a very affordable stand. if you don't have a heavy duty stand. There you go. To mount this lollipop here, as you can see, it has a lock thing here that you're gonna hear click when you mount it. I prefer to mount this ratchet knob here on the bottom, so when you operate the light and you set your angle, this is not gonna be, it's not gonna hit the light. So this can go this way, that way, or this way. Like I said, I recommend this thing to be on the bottom. The one thing that I strongly advise you to take your time is to make sure this thing is properly mounted. So take your time. It takes a second to mount this. Press it down a little bit and until you hear the click. To make sure this is properly mounted, to ensure everything, no accidents is going to happen in your production. So even though this whole thing is made of metal, and it is rather heavy, but it's not that heavy because, as you can see, I'm not a big guy, and even my daughter, she has no problem carrying this light around. This is how heavy the light is. I'm lifting this thing with my pinky, okay? So before you put this light over here, always make sure to do that, because I always forget. Every time I put the damn thing here, this pin is like all the way in. So, okay. So you put the light here, right? Hold it with this hand, and then secure it here. And then you see when the ratchet is downwards, you can actually control the light instead of this thing hitting the light itself. So here's the front of the light here. These are the barn doors. They're very heavy duty, but still somebody out there still will manage to break a heavy duty thing. So also I know how not to break things. So what I would recommend, avoiding bending this somewhere, which it doesn't, but it can. Instead of opening the barn doors with one hand, I would recommend that you start from the center or both hands here to open this way. So if you open with one hand, you know, this is a very long barn doors, it makes sense. So instead of like helping with one hand, do it with both hands and open it slowly. There's no need to kind of, you know. So the lollipop here, once you lose this, it allows you to aim this light in whatever angle or position that you want. You can go this way, all the way up, reverse to the other side. You can actually turn the light this way, or the other side, or on an angle like this. So right now, let's just finish assembling this whole light here. Now, of course, I know everybody knows how to hook this up. This is the simple electric stuff here, but I like to show it anyway, just so you don't blow a fuse, who knows, you know. So here's the ballast. And then you connect this here, then hang it in here. Next, you want to connect the light, which is a twist and lock thing here. Next, the power supply XLR to the XLR jack. So the last thing they should do is to finally connect to the outlet, which everything is conveniently designed to be facing up. Now, when you turn this ballast on, it remembers the last setting that you did. In this case, I left it at 1%, and when I check, it is actually at 1%. And then you just touch up and down, as always. And this goes by 1% increment, not 5 or 10% jumps. You can actually dim all the way, like 62, 61, 60, 59, and such. Now to turn off the light, you just do that. Then back to AC. Another thing that I would like to mention here, this entire room is LED tungsten oriented about 3000 or 2800 degrees Kelvin, and these lights here, they are fixed 5600 Kelvin, and the light on the key here, that's the Genaray Radiance AK230, which is also a 5600 Kelvin degree light, which I have a Roscoe gel on the back of the softbox to make it tungsten. And the same exact thing, if I was going to use this light here, I will actually have it tungsten, which, by the way, to make this light 100% awesome, it would be nice if Genaray included or made an accessory as an optional thing. So what I did is to cut a high quality gel from Roscoe for color accuracy. So I have a little Velcro here and a little Velcro there, carefully cut, so it looks like it came like this with the light. And then you put the thing like this. And I have my little panel here, and then you hook up on the other side. This doesn't dangle like that. the gel can actually go slightly under the panel. I'm not gonna do this whole thing here because you guys get it, okay? So the end result is a very flush panel like that, so the daylight does not leak out of here. But again, I wish they made a optional accessory that comes with a magnetic adhesive thing here, and you simply put a panel like this here, same material, but with tungsten color. That'll be awesome. So when you're ready to put this light away, I recommend you to start closing the bottom first, which is the best way to keep the barn doors closing flush, like this. And when you open, again, open with both hands because it's a 50-inch long barn door, so what makes sense is like to use both hands. If you do one, you're gonna be forcing the other side to open, okay? And by the way, any position that you leave these barn doors at, they're not gonna be slowly collapsing down like this. It's very rigid, very solid. And by the way, the only thing plastic in this whole lighting fixture here is actually the diffuser panel and the hinges. Everything is metal. And the fact that this is made of some sort of an ABS plastic, you don't want the hinges made of metal because some metals, it's going to accelerate the wear and tear every time you do this with time. So this plastic here is more resistant to wear and tear and also avoids squeaks as well. So this is just a barn door. This is not going to break because, again, this is just a barn door. How can you break these plastic hinges? That's beyond me, but I do like the plastic, and I'm glad that they didn't do metal on this. So this helps create also resistance. When you close in this barn door, I can feel it's very solid and resistant kind of a feel, okay? If this ever comes loose, they have a standard Phillips screw here, which you can gently tighten, and there you go, back to the same rigidness, if that's a word, okay? And this barn doors here being included is great. I don't have to slide anything here. So this light for the size is great for full body shots like this. And the closer you are to the subject with this light, the more soft the light will become. And again, it's being a 50-inch light, you can have the entire model from head to toe on this light with a single light. It is also great for green screen work, and thanks to the barn doors you can actually control any light spill, lens flare, or anything. You can actually close it, or to shape the light to something like very narrow like this, you can. If you want a full blast, you just open everything like this. There's no need to open more than this. You can. It goes all the way up like that, but there's no need. Keep it like that. And it also looks nicer. And again, you can position this in an angle like that or fully vertical. First thing you want to do is to disconnect the AC power. Unplug from the outlet first. Press this button here, it comes out. Disconnect the XLR cable out. Now all you have is the ballast itself. Slide the V-mount here until it clicks. And now you have DC. If you have an assistant to hold this out of the shot, so you can actually detach the light from the stand and actually run with it or follow somebody with it. You can easily hold this light for a whole 10 minutes as long as you have just like a boom operator, right? You're gonna find a way to hold this for at least 10 minutes, it's no big deal. To rest, you can actually hold it like this. When you're ready to shoot, get in position in any way you want. And have the other guy carry this for you. Or if you want, you can actually carry the whole thing, but I would recommend you to have an assistant to kind of, is one less thing to hold, you know? So this light, you can do all kinds of stuff. Just your creativity is the limit. So that pretty much sums up everything I want to say about this light here. It started with the unboxing. As soon as I saw that case, I already knew it was going to be a lot of fun unpacking this light and testing it out. And I'm actually glad that Genaray went from a 36-inch to a 50-inch for larger jobs. And if they ever come up with an 80-inch version of this thing here, I will take it in a heartbeat, because there's always a project that somebody can either hire you as a freelancer to shoot a movie scene or anything, a corporate or large office. You're always going to find that the equipment they brought there is not powerful enough. Sometimes even locations that you have 3 Genaray Powerhouses at 100% each. Sometimes you have to have 6 of those things. So I try to buy the biggest gear that I can possibly find, because I already have this small stuff to light, like small interviews and everything. But if you can buy the biggest stuff that you can possibly afford to get, you can pretty much film anything. So that's the end of the video here. If you're still here watching this video without skipping anything, I want to quadruple thank you for providing the YouTube watch time algorithms my channel will need to be recognized as a good content channel. And also my goal here is not to slap a lazy 3-minute review, which is no different than you were just browsing the website. My goal here is to give you the same experience with a new product, the same way if you were at the NAB show, you're gonna have 35 questions to ask the guy, and this is exactly what I'm here to do, to provide as much information about the light, how to use it, how not to break it, everything that it does, everything that it doesn't do. So again, thank you very much for watching the video. You know what to do to appreciate my channel. Please hit that bell notification, like and subscribe. Please comment. I love to see comments, and I respond to every comment that I see whenever possible. If you already subscribed to my channel, thank you again, and have a good day and a good night. Thank you.